Hello, everyone. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the new free podcast app. Anyone can download it. It's on Android and iOS. There's a lot of creation tools that you get to use for free. It gives you your RSS code, and you can use it on your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You make money from your podcast with no minimum leadership. Everything you need in one place on one app. Don't forget to download yours today, now. Hello, podcast world. It's your boy Terrence Grundy, and it is October 30th, 2020 at 11:28 p.m. And I'm here to talk about, it's basically the day before Halloween, right? You know, it's like 30 minutes till, really. And I'm here to talk about, yes, right, Halloween. Not just any Halloween. We're talking about Halloween and we're talking about adult Halloween. There is definitely a difference. Like, Halloween is trick-or-treating with your kids. Halloween is family time. Halloween is the time that you're spending going out door to door. Oh, trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. It's the fun time with your family. And everything is all superheroes and what do they got out there these days? You know, all of that. Those the children's costumes, mainly like heroes and whatever it is they want to be, I guess, you know, fantasy. That's what it's about, you know, family time. Going to the mall, going door to door, go to school dressed up in your Halloween outfit, all of that. Every last bit of it. It is the best part of waking up on Halloween. And you get out there and you're worried about getting as much candy as you can before you go back to school. So you got, that is the real, you know, wholesome family version of Halloween. Hocus pocus, you know, is all smoke and mirrors. But when the lights go down and it gets really late and it starts getting to that time, I'm gonna say around booty call hours, like after 10, because if you're trick-or-treating with your kids, you're doing it like right after you get off work, probably like from 6 to 9 or something. You know, that's I'm gonna say that's a good time to 3 hours worth of trick-or-treating. At the end, you know, you should be able to collect enough candy. Your child should be able to collect enough candy by then, don't you think? Yeah, of course. Right. So that's the family times, good wholesome Halloween. But there is another Halloween, and I've seen them talk about it even on The Simpsons. It's called the adult Halloween. This is where there is Jello shots and bobbing for apples and French maids in the little French maid outfits. This is the Playboy bunnies. These is the nurses. Yep, that's what it is. It's a Mrs. Officer, especially after that song became popular with Lil Wayne. You just want to get handcuffed and go from there. It's role play. It is the dirty part of Halloween. It is the it's midnight and guess who's coming through? Dracula. Oh yes, and it's getting real hot. This is the HBO version. This is the Cinemax, the Showtime, the Climax. This is the version where you go and you dance with someone and you don't know who they are because their costume is that good. And by the time you end up getting a number, you're like, oh, I didn't know that was you. You know what I'm saying? So this is the masquerade ball of, you know, burlesque. This is the golden opportunity You can be whatever you want to be. You can be. Well, really, when it comes down to the sexy side of it, it's really for the ladies. Adult Halloween is really for the ladies. I mean, who are you gonna be, James Bond? I mean, most guys don't really wear a costume anyway. You know, maybe a vampire or something, or maybe a mask. You know, I remember at one point in time. This is back in 2012. I had the Bane mask. This is when Batman Dark Knight Rise was still hot and popular. And, you know, I had went to the movies and saw it. And South Park had did a joke about it. They did a joke about Bane, and they did a joke about the UPS man, you know, because everyone knows that. I mean, the original joke was there was an old guy, and he was talking about how the milkman delivered milk, but he was messing with your wife. And he was like, the milkman's come back in the form of the Amazon delivery guy. Only because Ike Broflovski, which is Kyle's little brother, Kyle Broflovski or whatever, saw his mom and dad having sex. But his dad was dressed up like the UPS man. So, you know, whatever it takes to spice it up, especially because, again, this is adult Halloween. And adult Halloween, you never know. You might be on some S&M type stuff. You know, you might want to be, you can be whoever you want to be on Halloween. Like, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, the second one, Out of the Shadows, Michelangelo finds his way up to the surface after they go from the Knicks game because Michelangelo drops a pizza on the court, so they leave they're in the scoreboard, so they leave for their in the scoreboard area to you know, because they got to get out of there, and then they're in the sewers in the shadows, you know, and that's when Michelangelo was like, there's like a parade. Michelangelo was like, that's my people, you know, they're calling for me. So he steps out, and he was like up there for a good little minute, and everyone thinks he's in a costume. And that's when they're like, oh yeah, cool costume. But it's not a costume. He's a turtle. You know what I mean? So, and then the rest of the guys snatch him back into the sewers, and he's thinking, you know, that's my people. You know what I'm saying? It's New York. And he gets to enjoy that moment. And like I say, you could be whoever you want to be. I mentioned the Turtles because probably 3 years in a row, I know for a fact in second grade, I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, think Donatello. And I just, the Turtles back there were like a very popular, very, very popular outfit. Right? That was the costume to go to. You had the Turtles, you had Batman, and you had Spider-Man. And even to this day, those are some of the still, you know, great costumes. Spider-Man is always a classic. And I'm pretty sure that I was each one of those at some point in time in my life. Like, anyone can be Batman. Put on a homemade black cape and a little black mask and keep it pushing, you know. One of the cheapest costumes you ever made, Batman. Because there's so many different versions of Batman to the point where, you know, everybody needs a Gotham City every now and again, right? I've experienced adult Halloween, and I really didn't realize that adult Halloween was a thing until I got to college, and I started noticing everything goes from regular to slutty. Like, I don't know. You're really not, as a child, you're not really paying attention to, like, everybody's like a princess or something. And as you get older, they go from being daddy's little girl princess to a cheerleader. And they go from a cheerleader to being a slutty cheerleader. And they go from being a slutty cheerleader to being a Playboy bunny, French maid, nurse. Like, oh man, like I say, the hot costume last year, I think it was when Suicide Squad came out. Harley Quinn, her outfit was a hot item, you know, and you know, she's hot. It was hot. I appreciate it. I don't know what you're going to be this year, but feel free to comment down below, like, comment, subscribe, hit. Go through all the links down below, and like I say, let us know what you're going to be this year for Halloween, or if you're going to the club, let us know what you're going to be for adult Halloween. Let us know if you're going to be out there bobbing for apples. Let me know what you're going to be. Yeah, feel free to send us some photos so that we can say yay or nay if you want to know if you was tricking or treating. That's right. We want to know if you're tricking or treating. We definitely want to know what you was doing last night in the backseat of the caddy. We want to know what you was drinking. We want to know what you was smoking. We definitely want to know who was poking. Now, feel free to let us know. One of my favorite, this is the last thing I'm going to say, this is the last thing I'm talking about, is my favorite Halloween, like two of my favorite Halloween things I can talk about is you have Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. That's when you know, oh, it's Halloween. It's the season. You know, the seasons are here when you start talking about some Charlie Brown. You know, Charlie Brown was always the, you know, up for every season. There's like a Charlie Brown special. And the best one, of course, is the Christmas one. It kind of gives you like a, you know, a little emotional feeling. You know, gives you, brings on those emotions, as I say. And the next thing for Halloween is Thriller, one of the greatest of all time videos ever made, songs ever made, and it is like the first and the best like movie video. Right, when Michael Jackson did that, he did his thing, and the beat, you know, it's just, there's nothing like it. It's one of the best videos of all time, and when you start thinking about Thriller and Halloween, they kind of go hand in hand, right along with Michael Myers' Halloween music, and you know, that's like the best thing ever. I would put that in here, but you know how I do. When you hear that, oh yeah, you know that it's time for someone to die in the horror movie. Also, Halloween, and speaking of movies or whatever, that is the next thing. Like the guy says, what's your favorite scary movie? Feel free to let me know what's your favorite scary movie. And just let me know how your whole weekend went with the tricking and treating and, you know, smelling of feet. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hello, YouTube world. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop hot content like this. And stay tuned for the next video.